All right, so I heard there was a pretty crazy new update. I'm going to go over it with you guys. Man, I didn't want to check it out last night because it was so late. But ever since this morning, it's been so hard to avoid like little bits of detail about it. I've literally had to like just stay away from Discord and Twitter because that's just how excited people are. Quiz event is live. Of course, everybody already knows that. So please get on FEH Twitter and check it out. However, the next update is on its way. By the way, you guys can free the people now because I'm just going to stop reading anyways. Thank you for playing the Fire Emblem Heroes game. Here's an update from the Fire Emblem Heroes development team. The major additions in version 5.5.0 planned for release on or after. It's going to be after May 5th, 2021 at 7 p.m. are as follows. Reserve barracks are being implemented, aka 1,000 extra spaces, which you could use as prison cells for certain heroes. But there are 10 reserve barracks, which is really cool. My summoner is being updated. Now we have two different summoners that look very different from the summoners we have right now. One which is very clearly very different, and one that's kind of edgy with green hair. But yeah, my summoner definitely updated. New skills are being added for some legendary heroes. It's Gunther and Ryoma. We already went over that in the FEH channel, so that was really interesting. But that's a lot to look forward to considering how good some of the heroes have become. I think both Gunther and Ryoma got really good, but obviously Bushido 2 is way too good. The lineup of limited time combat manuals is being updated. I don't know who those are yet, so I'm looking forward to that. New weapons to refine are being added. That is what I've been hearing about all day long. And in typical fashion, people can't like hold their excitement, so people have spoiled me a bit, but I'm looking forward to that. Loki is being updated. Okay, don't know what that's about. Ether Raids is being updated. Huh? Are we getting more levels? Munar Strike is being updated, and Fey Pass is being updated. Okay. This is something. Let's do it. First of all, reserve barracks are being implemented. We will implement a feature called Reserves that will allow you to house even more heroes in your barracks than before. 10 reserve barracks will be added, and as a result, you will be able to house a total of 1,000 additional allies. Yep. You can edit reserves from managed barracks in the allies menu. This is one of the best things they've ever added to this game. As somebody who's played other gacha games, the capping of your barracks and collection, I mean, if it's a gacha game and you just want to collect characters, it's really dumb that they, like, a bunch of games just like restrict how many you can hold. The worst one was Azure Lane. I basically stopped playing Azure Lane because I didn't want to send home ship girls, but then I couldn't train or grind or anything because they would just give me more ship girls, and then it fills up so quickly and it just became so monotonous and tiresome that I quit. So I'm glad they did this, which is a smart thing. 1,000 reserve really makes a big difference and really opens things up so that it's not frustrating. All right, move to reserves. This button will allow you to move heroes from your main barracks into your reserve barracks. Heroes will automatically move to the first reserve barracks with space available, so once it fills up, you can leave it alone. I mean, I really like this because the reserves are like jail cells as well, so I can segregate like Reinhardt from my entire rest of the heroes. Same with Alphonse. Like, this is Alphonse's barrack, this is Reinhardt's barrack, aka their jail cells. You know, there's a bit of fun to be had with stuff like this. And of course, you can split it up by games, genres, whatever you want. But it could really make things easy to separate. Now, of course, you got to keep in mind, the reserves aren't the same thing as your barracks. You won't be able to pull your heroes straight from them. You got to move them from reserves into your barracks before you can use them again. So when those people who like extend their barracks still have some extra usage from that. However, I highly doubt we'll need like 300 heroes for Arena Assault. You know what? So yeah, this is still a big change. So for someone like me who has 480 slots in my barracks, it's not that big of a deal. So I use a lot more orbs than I needed to, but yeah, it's not that many more orbs and I still get some use out of it. But still, I would have just saved my orbs. If you're thinking about expanding your barracks today, just don't bother with it. Just save your orbs. Just use this. Anyways, manage groups. This button will allow you to organize allies in both your main barracks and your 10 reserve barracks. You'll be able to select heroes from any of your 11 different barracks, allowing for some meticulous organization. Where do you want your heroes? Oh. Things to consider when moving allies to reserves. Any sacred seals, accessory pair-ups, and summoner support bonds associated with the ally will be removed when they are moved to reserves. Oh. That's interesting. Summoner support bonds will be removed. Pair-ups will be removed. However, ally support will still be there. Okay, which makes sense. Which means if you put a hero you summoner supported into your reserve, doesn't that mean you have to like retrain that hero until you master your bond again? I mean, I understand that, but yeah, I highly doubt this is going to impact most people, because you're not. Why would you send a hero you summoner support into reserves? But yeah, don't do that. You're going to waste a bunch of time to re-get yourself back to S rank. Anyways, allies that are housed in reserves cannot be added to team, and their skills and traits cannot be changed. Also, they cannot be used to create commands or sent home. You'll not be able to edit their favorite status. Yeah, so once they're in reserves, you can't really do anything with it. So you got to keep all of that in mind. Yeah, you can literally make like a trash unit reserves if you want. Moving on. Wait, Alphonse, Prince of Asgard, Sharina, Prince of Asgard, Anna, Commander cannot be put into reserves? No! That's all I wanted from this, to put Alphonse into his own reserve and call it Alphonse's bench. That was my dream. I've been wanting that since I first saw this in the Fade channel. That freaking sucks. But I can do it to Reinhardt at least. Anyways, that's interesting. It makes sense because they're supposed to be important. Can you imagine we have like story moments or like trailers with CGs and whatnot with like the Asgard trio, and then the actual Asgard trio you have is in reserve? By the way, I'm someone who like really early on tried to send Alphonse home. That's how much I disliked Alphonse. Obviously, you can't send Alphonse home. You can unhard him though. Anyways, that's really interesting. Karina says, I hear you can even name your reserve barracks yourself. If I were you, I'd name one Team Princess. You can't go into reserves, but okay. Anna's also not a princess. That's mean. We explained how reserves work in detail on the recently released Fate channel. So watch it if you haven't already. Our reactions are there as well. My summoner is being updated. That's right. It's not just there are different avatars, but you can now use sword, lance, axe, and of course all tomes now, all tome colors now. It's not all weapons because it's not like a bow, for example, or daggers, but it's getting close. After changing your weapon type, any skills that cannot be used with that weapon are automatically removed, and a My Summoner specific weapon skill will be equipped. That's big because you gotta consider like, yeah, that's actually really true. Like some stuff that only work with tomes can't be used with swords. Breaker skills are big ones, but nobody uses breaker skills. Like you can't use all breaker skills. For example, a sword hero can't use lance breaker, right? But they can't use axe breaker. But why would you want to do that? So, we'll see. 2 new styles to change up the look My Summoner has been added, which is cool. You'll be able to access My Summoner settings screens by tapping on your custom summoner, blah, blah, blah. We are no. You'll still be able to access the My Summoner settings screen by tapping allies, and then interact with allies, and then My Summoner. Yep. You can change My Summoner display settings from the settings menu. That's true. You either send your custom summoner to the Ether Resort. That's the biggest part. I'm really happy about that. If you guys don't know, I have a Zura Resort. Just a bunch of Zuras in my Ether Resort, and now I gotta be with them. It's so funny to have it that way. But yeah, you can now establish your own harem, and the resort is finally completed. I can't believe it took them like 2 years to decide, hey, you could finally put your summoner in the resort. But I'm glad they finally did it. Anyways, I love that. Yes, they're all carnivorous too. They love their meat, which sounds really weird to say it like that, but you guys who've been there with the cooking streams, you know what I mean. Anyways, enjoy spending time outside battles, hanging out with your favorite allies. That's really cool. I love that. Anyways, I think you guys know the rest. Also, Legendary Heroes got new skills. Hero remixes for Gunthra, Voice of Dreams, and Ryoma Supreme Samurai are getting new skills. Gunthra got Attack Res Solo 4, which is really nice. Premium fodder, which is great considering she had Fortress Res. What? Fortress Res never really made much sense on her. But now Attack Res Solo 4 would help a lot. Her Res isn't great, but Res Solo 4 adding 7 Res does way more than Fortress Defense and gives her Fortress Res and gives her way more attack. More importantly, Chilling Seal 2 is huge. At start of turn, inflicts attack speed, defense res -7 on foes on the enemy team with the lowest defense through the next actions, and inflicts attack res -7 on foe within 2 spaces of foes on the enemy team with the lowest defense through their next actions. This is way more than it ever did. And instead of buffing just 2 stats, it's now buffing all 4 stats. It's a game changer, so I'm really glad they did this for Gunthra. I quite like Gunthra. And yeah, she's now one of the best penalty damage dealers and penalty generators in the game. Ryoma Supreme Samurai, Bushido 2. This is the most insane upgrade I've ever seen. It just used to be basically like 10 extra damage when your special triggers, which is just like Wrath. But that's it. Now it's so insane. Neutralize effective against flying bonuses. So that's IO's shield. Deals +7 damage, which is crazy because it's just straight up just 7 extra damage. I don't even know what that counts as. If unit speed is over foe speed, reduces damage from attacks during combat from AoE effects and actual damage, of course, which is the same thing as like, say, Spurn, Close Call, but just the damage reduction portion. But that's so cool. Bushido 2 is now just like 3 moves, and you will always use it. That really helped him because he always had that really low defense and really low res. His defense wasn't horrendous, but his res was. But it was still bad. And now with attack speed rain 3 added onto him, he's such great fodder. And of course, he's just a great unit overall. So now he can finally use his Rajinto properly and have this encounter, which is really nice. Next, the lineup of limited time Comet Manos is being updated. There she is. I was hoping so badly for this.
If Green Cab Duel comes out, Gunthrough will get a lot of mileage in arena outside of just scoring.
Oh. Green Cab Duel. Yeah, that's true. And she is a legendary hero still.
Bushido and Fates granted 2 damage, dealt 2 taken, and crit 10 if Ryoma was supported by a lower level unit.
Ah, so there it actually did. Wow, Dex saying something useful. You feeling alright, Dex? So yeah, that's actually really cool that you mentioned that, because it does, like, it is based off of what it is in Fates. So was supported by a lower level unit, but it's a lot more accessible. So I like that. It's basically like a supercharged Bushido from Fates. Anyways, this is what I'm really excited about. Ninja Hannah. I'm so happy. Okay, that's the day. Once the update hits, I'm making my +10 Ninja Hannah. The reason why I waited was because I didn't want to make Ninja Hannah immediately. And then as soon as they talked about making these books, because your final copy as a Tempest Trial hero would have cost you what? 450 Holy Grails? Or is it 500 Grails? Either way, that's a lot. That's a lot. And now you can skip it by just using Divine Codes. Of course, your other 2 heroes are pretty damn good. Sigrun, Steadfast Bride, and Ishtar, Thunder Goddess. I'll talk about Ishtar first. Ishtar, as soon as she got her Refine, is one of the most interesting heroes in the game. You can use Windsweep with Ishtar, and because of her Refine, it's half an off. So the ability, like Waries and whatnot, don't work on her. And basically stuff that denies her from doubling. So that Windsweep, she can use Windsweep and still double. And of course, she has a lot of attack, a lot of speed, and hits pretty hard. And of course, Ishtar's kind of hot, so I'm really happy about that. So I'm really glad. I'm just going to use it as a merge. She also has, I believe, Odd Attack Wave and Swift Sparrow. But yeah, you can fodder her, but I would try and use her. She's really nice. She also has Vantage, but no one cares about Vantage. Sigrun. She has Cake Cutter. Plus, if unit initiates combat, grants attack speed +4 during combat, which is nothing crazy because just Swift Sparrow. But more importantly,
Sigrun has ARD.
That's what it'll say.
/def. Hollywood and some other units will be very happy. Pepe laugh.
ARD speed defense 3. +10 speed, +10 defense. That's so good on a character like Ellie would. Now, if they break your structures, they can drop its effects all the way down to just +1, but it's unlikely they're going to do that, and you can protect your structures pretty well. So a character like Ellie would, who really just wants to survive and trigger Gale Force, a 10 extra defense, as well as his sword already adding 10 extra defense, he gets all the speed, all the defense in the world, he will double, and then he's going to trigger that Gale Force and run amok. That is such a good skill to have. Of course, she also has air orders, but I'm going to say ARD speed defense 3 is much more valuable. So that Sigrun is actually quite valuable if you care about ether raids. That immediately, this is already a really good Divine Codes EP5. It's just so good. Anyways, I love this group of heroes. There are 3 really good heroes here. And of course, Ninja Hannah has Wrath. So even if you're not a big fan of Ninja Hannah, she has Wrath at 4 stars. That's super cheap. Silver Manual has a lot of value because Wrath is just really good. Heroes that spam specials would love her. But not just that, if you make her a 5-star, you can now get a quad axe, right, from her, because yeah, like it would add speed, drop your defense and res, but you know what, it's really nice. So Ninja Hannah offers you quite a bit of fodder potential. The rest aren't bad. South for life and death, Selena for reposition, Rent speed, okay, I guess. Nana for she's hot, and Lena for joint drive defense. Not joint drive defense. Drive defense. There's no joint. Wow. Just so used to saying joint for everything. Anyways, that's a good group. I like that. All right, here. Oh my god. That's just like a giant barf of characters. Holy sh... Okay. Now, I knew there was going to be a distant counter refine. I just didn't know what that meant. It got spoiled, but holy crap. All right, let's keep going. So, with all that said, big update. Now we know why. We know why now, chat. Seriously, we know why. Why did they wait so long to put distant counter into the game? Like, distant counter weapon refines in the game. Because they were apparently going to do all of them at once. That's insane. So, that group is Camus. What? It's so silly. A lot of them are like the same characters. Okay. Camus, who uses what is it called again? It is Gradivus, which is the same weapon that Hardin uses, gets refined. Ragnell, which is used by Ike, gets refined, which is by Ike and Legendary Ike gets refined. Rajinto, which is used by Ryoma and Legendary Ryoma, gets refined. Alondite by the Black Knight and Zephiel gets refined. So that's 4 heroes as well as Siegfried on. Actually, I'm still surprised Xander only has like 1 iteration. I always thought there was gonna be a Legendary Xander. But yeah, basically everybody who had the same weapons got a refine, which is cool. Okay, that is true. Grima, both Grimas of Expiration aren't here. Fjorm isn't here. Now, I understand Fjorm a bit better because she's Gen 2. But then again, wasn't Hardin Gen 2? Right? They're book 2 characters, so she should have been here, but I guess there were too many heroes.
Fjorm is not here. I am in shambles. They did this and somehow kept to the 5 refine rule.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, it looks like a ton of heroes, but most of the heroes use the same weapon. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It actually is 5 heroes. So I would expect Fjorm soon, and I would expect I would definitely expect Fjorm soon, and I would expect both Grimas soon. But yeah. Now, there is something I want to say. Yes. I have been asking for Azura's refine since refines became a thing. You actually made distant counter like this much more significant and impactful thing. You actually decided to do distant counter weapon refines before Azura. Really? Really? Please. I want to stop using Sapphire Lance. It's been years. Okay, whatever. I'm just a bit exasperated by that because I was absolutely convinced it would be Azura's turn this time around, because I'm just like, DC refines are probably much more difficult for them to do well. So they're going to take as much time as they can for it. No, they're not. They went DC refines first. All right, whatever. Anyways, this is the biggest refine. I'm looking forward to this a lot. 5 different distant counter weapons getting refined. All of them literally just had distant counter on them. And now we got to see how much they improve. This might really change things up in the game, but yeah, can't wait. Pawns of Loki is being updated. Save skills equipped by enemies will... What? Save skills equipped by enemies will no longer activate. Wow. I thought they were just going to leave that in. I thought that was part of the fun. Right, guys? Isn't it fun when your entire team can't kill the stupid Vector with close save? Isn't that fun?
How similar Alondite and Ragnell's refines will be seen as their sister swords.
Yes, I'm aware. I think everyone's aware. They should be similar, but they could just be very different considering like the different class of units. One's infantry, one's armor, but we'll see.
Dorcas got stuck with poison mutton again.
Look, I'll be frank. Tomahawk shouldn't even be like a perf weapon, because anybody could use a Tomahawk. So like, that never made sense to me. It's just like if one day they made Javelin a distant counter weapon, right? Like, that's so goofy. But yeah, there are still distant counter heroes left. Anyway, save skills got nerfed. I'm glad about that, because if you couldn't tell, that was sarcasm. I am in fact not happy to see Vector kill my entire team.
I really wish Alginus could benefit half of those 2 refines and they are just hiding it and only show it after the update.
Altina's way too new, Vic. You know that. And you spoiled me. But it's a stout tomahawk. Yeah. But it just says tomahawk. Anyways, the number of turns for each tier will be changed to 9. 9? Because the amount of points that can be attained at one time will reduce with this change. The score needed to obtain each of the cumulative score rewards will be adjusted. What do you guys think about that? Are you happy that it's now shorter? Or do you prefer it to be longer and thicker? I'm talking about Pawns Loki. But yeah, it's now changed to 9, so they're just making it quicker to do. So now you don't score as much, but now you'll need less points because it'll be scaled to the amount of levels there are. Anyways, the base score for advanced will increase by 100, so now there's more of an incentive to go for advanced, because as everybody knows, if you're serious about scoring, you just go for intermediate, because advanced is too difficult. But now there's a real advantage if you can get through advanced. So nice. This is actually pretty much good balancing, and it cuts it down because I think some Pawns Loki runs can take a bit too long. But yeah, this helps. I like that. Now we'll see if that's all there is to it, because sometimes there are like little shadow things within the updates that we don't know until it actually happens, and then we regret it. Oh boy. Ether Raids is being updated. Some structures will have their level cap increase. Bolt towers to level 8. You know, chat, it's always like this. Once they do the healing tower, they do the bolt tower. You never get an advantage for too long. So now bolt towers will be back to drop characters to 1 HP or whatnot. That really helps characters like Kranya, that I still use a lot. That really helps a lot of sweeping teams as well. As long as you can take down the healing tower, that is such a huge advantage. All right, bolt tower upgrade. Very, very big. Obviously, if they catapult it or whatnot, like, it doesn't do anything, but still, I'm going to use that. I'm going to get that really early on. New songs are added. Concert Hall, Wonderful Pirates from the Fire Emblem Path of Radiance game. Wonderful. I love how the pirate levels where you meet like Tivar and Nacella. It's actually Nacella. Dark Cloud Gatherers from the Fire Emblem Three Houses game. Ooh. The entire Fire Emblem Three Houses soundtrack is, of course, fire. Muner Strike is being updated. You can now use the auto create button. They mentioned that in Fate channel, so I won't talk about it. You really shouldn't be using this unless you're a really new player and you don't know what to do. But for normal players, just make the team yourself. You'll score way better that way. Plus, will be available that task of defeating foes of my summoner. That's so easy. Don't worry about it. A mechanism will have its level increased. Ebon summoner up to level 4. Cool. And Hero Grails, Solon and Sayla. Great. So, did anyone make Solon or Sayla? Because I don't recommend either. I think Solon can be kind of interesting for Ether Raid's offense, but I don't like it. Okay, Fate Pass is being updated. Okay, Fate Pass will now be removed. Oh my god, really? No, I'm kidding. Fate Pass will be updated to be accessible across multiple devices with different operating systems that are using the same save data. Oh, now you can use it if you... Yeah, it was weird before, because if you subscribed to Fate Pass on like the Android store, and then you also had an Apple device, it actually didn't, like, you couldn't use it on the Apple device. I heard about that, but most people use the same devices, so it wasn't a big deal. Is that all? When you play using the same save data on different operating systems by using a Nintendo account, you could only use Fate Pass on operating systems from which you subscribed. Yep. But after version 5.5.0, the Fate Pass features will be active on both operating systems. Debated. I was really hoping for something else. I was just like, Fate Pass price has now been slashed in half. No, that's IS would never do that. Fate Pass is now canceled. No, IS would never do that. I really didn't know what to expect when they said Fate Pass is being updated. Yeah, this is called getting debated. I thought there was something important here, something meaningful, but great. Other change: we will fix the way the skill effect Pathfinder works when auto battle is being used. We will fix an issue. In some circumstances, unnatural behavior would occur when a hero providing the Pathfinder effect to an ally was present while using auto battle. Yeah, I heard about that. From what I remember, somebody said if you use Pathfinder in auto battle, your unit can get sped outside of the map. No, I actually have no idea. I'm just bullshitting. We will fix an issue of the behavior of equip skill sets. We will fix an issue which, when the select by team button is used on the equip skill sets menu, the select team will not change even when a unit icon is tapped. Huh? Okay, sure. Thanks. We will make minor adjustments to blessing icons for some mythic heroes. Ah, look at Reagan with the extra bling. Holy shit. Holy, that looks amazing. So the heroes that you actually bless with the Astra blessing, for example, they get the peasant version. And then the actual Astra heroes get like the regal, lordly versions. Wow. Wow. I kind of like that, but that's... It does make it easier to like to see your mythic heroes. But like it's... It just makes me feel bad for all the other heroes. Alright, sure. The Forging Bonds event banner will display a new color palette. A new color... Okay, that will differentiate from active and inactive events after all rewards have been collected while it's still active. Ah, so before they just graded out, which I understood, but all right, little thing. Scheduled maintenance is on May 6th. So maintenance from 12 a.m. to 3 a.m. to implement version 5. Whoa, it's at night this time. Okay, and then times given are approximate. And that's all the news about the update. We hope you continue to enjoy playing Fire Emblem Heroes. All right, so guys, on the 6th, make sure you play the game and get everything done before 12 a.m. Otherwise, you'll be caught in the maintenance where you can't play. Anyways, let me know what your favorite part of all this is. Obviously, my favorite part is that Solin's now I was gonna say favorite part is Solin's Grail hero. No, my favorite part is that Ninja Hannah. Ninja Hannah is now part of Divine Codes because I'm biased. All right, but the second favorite part is that this encounter heroes are now getting refined to their weapons. This is going to be amazing. I'm looking forward to the Black Knight, Xander, Camus, and I hate Ike, and I don't like Ryoma. Okay, why did I say that? Anyways, but yeah, let me know what you guys really liked. It's a really big update, and of course I really appreciate it. Oh yeah, the biggest thing is the reserve barracks, but that kind of got spoiled. I would say the reserve barracks would have been my favorite thing if I could put like Alphonse in a barracks by himself, but now it's not a thing, so I'm sad. Anyways, that's your next update coming out on May 6th.